Hey guys, okay, I'm going to jump in here and we're going to look at the Punnett Square worksheet that is the assignment for Digital Day 2 in this week 3.4. Here we have it. You can see that it is full of Punnett Square examples or questions that you need to complete, as well as questions that you have to answer for you, the results that you have. So let's look at one of these. Okay, here we have a gray fur monster and a white fur monster. And then we also have the genotypes given to us. And so it's pretty easy with what we do with those genotypes when they're given to us like that. We go ahead and we put one as the father, put it across the top of that Punnett square, and then we take the other one and we put it across the bottom for the mother. And so female and the male, it doesn't matter who goes on top and who goes on the side, as long as you keep the genotype or the alleles together. So this is the male, this is the female. And then we go ahead and we fill in this box. So this is going to be a capital G and a lowercase g. So that's going to give us a heterozygous possibility. Okay, and the same for the bottom. Remember, we take this big G down, and then we're going to take the little g across. So those equal out to be the same. For these next two boxes, if we take this little g across, I'm trying to write this with my finger here. It's not the easiest. And then we take these two little g's across to join with the one from the top, and we see that we have homozygous recessive possibilities over here. So then we go over to our sentence, and we have to decipher what it's asking us. So it's saying what percentage of the offspring will have homozygous recessive genotypes? Well, this is what's important right here. We have to be able to look at these vocabulary words and know what they're looking for. So homozygous meaning the same allele. So we're either going to look for capital G, or we're going to look for lowercase g, when we're talking about homozygous. Okay, so that's what homozygous is. But if we jump over to recessive means lowercase. So we can cross this one out, and we're just looking for what percentage of the offspring will give us homozygous recessive genotypes. And here we have both of those. If we take 2 of the boxes out of 4, we know that that is 50%. So this answer would be 50%, okay? And then if we say, what will the ratio of gray fur to white fur be in the offspring? Well, heterozygous, meaning different, these heterozygous are going to give us gray fur. So these two will give us gray fur. These two will give us white fur. And so the ratio is going to be 2 to 1. 2 to 2. Or it will be 1 to 1, because we can reduce that down to 1 to 1. So it's a 1 to 1 ratio of gray fur to white fur in that instance. Okay. Hopefully you don't have any questions on that one. And that's, like I said, that's just an example. Let's look at, let me erase this. Oh, this is going to take forever. That's our So if we look down this worksheet, like I said, I'm not going to do all of them for you because I really want you to become familiar again with these words and how to apply them to your Punnett squares. So let's look at another example. Let's see. Let's look at these flies, okay? We see that both of them have dark eyes and both of them have heterozygous genotypes because they're both different. So let's do the crossing. You're going to put one across the top, capital D, lowercase d, and then one across the side, capital D, lowercase d, and then you do your crossing. Okay, and that's what you do first and foremost If you have empty squares on your Punnett square, then you know that you're going to have to do some crossing and try to find some fun in it. Okay. So here we have my favorite crossing, two heterozygous, and that gives us our possible offspring genotypes. Dark eyes, remember, are going to be capital because anytime you have a heterozygous or a capital allele, it's going to pull that dominant trait. So here we have the question, what percentage of the offspring will have a heterozygous genotype? So a heterozygous genotype, we know, means different, and the genotype are two alleles put together. So we're looking for the possibility of having capital D and lowercase d. If we look at our offspring, here's one, and there's another one. So what percentage do we have? Well, we have 2 out of the 4, and 2 out of the 4, if we do our math correctly, it will be 50%. Okay. What will the ratio of flies with dark eyes to white eyes be? Okay, well, this is when we take our heterozygous, which we know is going to pull that dominant trait of dark eyes, just like the two parents. And then we have to look at the homozygous dominant trait. Will it pull a dark eye like the parents? And the answer is yes, because it has that dominant trait in there. Will the homozygous recessive? No, because it does not have that dark eye trait or allele to help it. So dark eyes to white eyes, 3 will have dark eyes, 1 will have white eyes. So the ratio is 3 to 1. Okay, 3 to 1 will have dark eyes because there's 3 that will have dark, 1 that will have white. Okay, and that's that one. Let me look here and see. Okay, I did not know. That's pretty cool that writing stayed with that worksheet. I didn't know my computer was going to do that. That's amazing. Let's see here. Trying to figure out if anything is going to be tricky on here. And I don't think so. I just want you guys to pay attention to the vocabulary words. The vocabulary words that you're paying attention to are homozygous, which means the same alleles. Okay. Phenotype means what is actually shown. So that is tall and short. So phenotype is what you can actually see in that organism. Homozygous, meaning they are both the same. So homozygous, you have, let's say, lowercase d. You also have capital D and capital D. Those are both homozygous. This one's recessive. This one's dominant. Let's see. There's got to be another vocabulary word. Here it is. Heterozygous. Heterozygous meaning both are different. So you have a capital and a lowercase. It's always going to pull that dominant trait, okay? Because that overshadows that recessive trait. So those are the vocabulary words that you need to know for this worksheet. You have 8 problems to complete. We've done 6 of them. So go ahead and finish this worksheet. If you have questions on this, message us. Send us a message and we will go through it. If we have to jump on a Google Meet on Wednesday and go over a few more, then we can definitely do that. Don't wait until you get back on Thursday to ask your questions, because then you're going to be behind. So ask your questions now and have fun. This Punnett scores are fun. So enjoy. Talk to you later.